Hello everybody, this is Ghost Hunter 385. I'm starting off my YouTube channel with one of my favorite games, Starcraft II. So from here, general disclaimer, I do not own Starcraft 2, it is owned by Blizzard EA. So let's roll around and get into things. First things that we're going to do is we're going to start off with the story so far. Then we're going to roll into the new campaign. So let's start with the story so far.
For nearly 300 years, humans thought they were alone in the Koprulu sector. They were wrong. The Zerg emerged, seeking to consume all in their path. And before long, the Protoss, a highly advanced alien race, began wiping out infested worlds, burning Zerg and Terran alike. A three-way war, unlike anything humanity had ever faced, erupted almost overnight. All the while, a human civil war raged. Marshal Jim Raynor vowed to oppose the corrupt dictator Arcturus Minsk for the betrayal of the woman he loved, Sarah Kerrigan.
Boys, how about that evac?
Damn you, Arcturus. Don't do this.
It's done. Helmsman, signal the fleet and take us out of orbit. Now.
Kerrigan, a loyal operative, was left to die at the hands of the Zerg. But the Zerg had other plans. They transformed her and unleashed her psionic power upon the Koprulu sector, searching for their real objective, the Protoss homeworld of Ire. The Protoss were unaware of this danger and slow to respond. Their rulers, the Conclave, had dispatched Executor Artanis to hunt for Tassadar, a commander who had refused to wipe out infested Terran worlds. They crossed paths with a Dark Templar mystic, whose kind was considered heretics by the Conclave. Through great effort, Zeratul convinced Tassadar and Artanis that he was not their enemy. Together they rallied more Protoss from both factions against the Zerg. Despite the Conclave's fury, they achieved significant victories against the Swarm. But when Zeratul struck down one of the Overmind's Cerebrits, his own mind was left vulnerable. From his thoughts, the Overmind gleaned Ire's true location, and the Swarm descended upon the Protoss homeworld with all their might and fury. It was Tassadar who kept the Templar from extinction that day. Using the power of both the Templar and the Dark Templar, he sacrificed himself to kill the Overmind. Ire was lost, but Artanis led the survivors to the Dark Templar's homeworld of Shakuras. Old prejudices were set aside. The Templar were now in the Dark Templar's debt. Without the Overmind, the Swarm fractured. Kerrigan sought control of all the Zerg, even enlisting the aid of old friends and enemies like Raynor, Minsk, and Zeratul. Once her rule was uncontested, the Queen of Blades betrayed them all. Billions of humans and Protoss were killed. The Zerg stood unchallenged, but to the relief of all, the war seemed to end there. Zeratul suspected the Zerg had fallen under the control of dark forces. He uncovered prophecies stating that an ancient entity, Amon, was attempting to merge Protoss and Zerg lifeforms into an unholy hybrid, and that this evil might already have control of Kerrigan and her power. It was during this time that Executor Artanis, hailed as a hero, was made leader of both the Templar and the Dark Templar. As Hierarch, Artanis united both factions, and promised to one day reclaim the glory they had lost on Ire. But such unity is only a dream for Jim Raynor. Minsk still rules, and Raynor's small rebellion has counted for nothing against the Dominion's propaganda machine. Perhaps it is time for a new strategy.
Alright everybody, that was the story so far. They got a little bit, if I had to guess, they cut out some of the bit more of the minutia to focus on the primary details, because there were a couple of details that they missed from StarCraft 1 and the Brood War expansion set. But I will cover that topic in another video. So from here, let's go into the new campaign. Start on normal, nothing crazy here, let's go.
They say a man never really knows himself. Until his freedom's been taken away. I wonder, how well do you know yourself?
Prisoner, step forward onto the platform.
Convict 626. Murderer. Tyrant. Traitor. Today, you go free. But, as you'll soon learn, even freedom has a price.
Combat suit sealed and locked.
You'll carry your prison with you. That armor will be your new cell. Make no mistake. War is coming. With all its glory. And all its horror. Mr. Findlay, your freedom awaits.
Hell, it's about time.
You know, sometimes I wonder if it was inspired of Arcturus to use Tychus. I mean, he is one of Jim's oldest friends after all, so, you know, I kind of wondered if it was inspired or not.
And in other news today, Emperor Arcturus Mengsk held a press conference commemorating the end of the so-called Brood War some 4 years ago. Our own Kate Lockwell was on the scene.
Emperor, the threat of a new Zerg invasion is still very real. But instead of expanding our fleets, you've squandered trillions on hunting down has-been rebels like Jim Raynor.
Jim Raynor represents a clear and present threat to this dominion. He is an unscrupulous, lawless revolutionary bent on spreading fear and dissension across the sector. He and his ragtag band of miscreants have instigated open rebellion across 6 separate worlds. And so vast amounts of very come to justice very soon.
It ain't over till it's over, you son of a bitch. Adjutant, are my troops ready yet?
Your forces are prepared and awaiting your orders, Commander. Uploading tactical data now.
Good. About time we kick this revolution into overdrive.
Backwater Station is the center of Dominion logistics on Marsara. Destroying Dominion authority here will cripple Emperor Mengsk's operations throughout the planet.
Alright. First mission, first day. I'm kidding, it's not my first day. But, are we ready? I said, no, can you hear me? I said, are we ready? Alright, let's get into it, everybody.
Adjutant, what do you got for me?
Dominion forces have set up a logistics headquarters in the town of Backwater Station. This has become the hub for all operations on Marsara. The Dominion recently pulled troops out of the city and they are now under strength.
Are the locals cooperating?
The people of Backwater Station are known to be anti-Dominion, but they lack weapons and organization.
If I can take that headquarters away from Mengsk, it'll cripple him on this planet. Prep my ship.
Alright, everybody, so while I play, I will be narrating whatever subject I will talk about during game. Just be aware if you actually have a subject you want me to express my thoughts upon, just put it in the comments below and I will get to it. But the subject for this verse video will be my dislikes and likes from Starcraft 1 to Starcraft 2. So from here, you know, basic troop movement, nothing special. And this is going to be one of my first gripes right here. Well, one of my first complaints here. Let me rephrase that. In the original game, you got a tutorial mission, not this. Here are tutorial. Here's your little tutorial thing right here. I don't like this. I prefer the first tutorial mission where it actually goes over troop movement, attack, and base building. Much better setup in my opinion. And we're gonna cover one of my first gripes here. Sorry, I don't mean to do that, but it's one of my first complaints, but also one of my first likes, is the troop movement aspect. Is that you can have all these troops selected and active, and that's nice, but you don't really have a formation control. Hold on a second. Let's let the game do its thing.
Descent will only slow our progress.
Commander, destroying the Dominion holoboards will help incite rebellion against the Dominion.
But in any case, the thing I'm trying to get across here is that I like how they've upgraded it, but I wish I had more formation control, where you have your medics, when we get them, in a better position. We don't get to do that. You have to manually organize them, and it's not great, but you can't always get what you want. You can't make video games realistic in life as possible. So from there, my other thing that I liked that they did was they added more on to the story element of the game. Because in the first game, you got briefing and your objectives on the lower left-hand corner where the mini-map is. It was nice to know that those were the mission objectives, but you had to sit there and listen to the entire briefing just to get the whole story. Now, I'm not sure if they were limited at the time by the technology to do this or to deal with that. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that a lot of the briefings just went on and on and on, and it was not bad, but it was, you know, can you consolidate this? So you more often than not, if you were just there to play the game, what did you do? You just went and basically saw, okay, here's my mission objectives. Okay, bye. Click start mission. They actually added, they made the story element more fluid, and I like that. I really appreciate it.
Finally, there's the locals. You'll all be given a meal when
when you reach the dig site.
My brother went off to the mine last week. He disappeared.
We got a runner.
They're shooting civilians. Move in.
In case anyone's curious, that's a war crime on our world. That's a war crime if you were to do that, especially if you're at war in another country. That's a big war crime for any country that's UN associated. Well, not associated, that's part of the UN. My bad, wrong phrase.
There's more people still being held.
Then from here, you know, the one thing that I'm going to cover is how well they improve the Terran units. And when I say they improve the Terran units, I'm talking about the flying units. Because until you got to the mission in the Terran campaign in the first Starcraft, you did not get decent air power attack. You got the Wraiths, and it was this pew pew little laser. Until you got the battle cruiser and the mission where Arcturus betrays Sarah Carrigan. Much better improvement. And when people say, what about the Zerg and Protoss? Zerg had the Mutalisks, and they covered everything. Protoss got the Scout, which was actually had a better air attack, and it had missiles to deal with other flying enemies. And it was balanced. Terrans in the first game did not have that great a balance, and it sucked. But that's my end of the complaints there for this. Ah, yes. Glorious Rebellion. Terrible and beautiful all in the same place. Well, all at the same time, I mean. And when I say that, I mean that, you know, it's terrible because of all the death and the mayhem and the horror, but it's kind of a beautiful thing. People standing up and fighting for what they believe in. Old friends, huh? Old friends.
Wanted man in the sector. You ain't that hard to find. I had to see it for myself. Little Jimmy Rayner, the people's hero.
Tychus Finley. Nice suit.
Pays to be prepared.
I heard they put you on ice. Life sentence. What? To give you time off for good behavior?
That's right, old buddy. I'm a model citizen now.
So to what do I owe the pleasure?
Just a friendly business proposition. Do you even know what the Dominion are doing out here?
I'm guessing you're about to tell me.
Digging up alien artifacts, old buddy. Your boy Minsk has gone crazy for them. But I got a contact that'll pay top dollar for every artifact we liberate from the Dominion.
I guess I can hardly pass that up now. Can I, Tychus?
Partners then. 60-40.
70-30. My way. Feels like old times already.
Old times.
It's always nice to see old compatriots catching up and talking about old times. But in any case, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what I make here, please hit that subscribe button so you can see my future content. If you have any constructive criticism, please drop it in the comments down below. I would really appreciate any help anybody is willing to give me. But in any case, I am a new YouTuber. I am going to be doing narrations. I'm going to try and stay away from inflammatory content, but I can't always promise that. But thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.